I want to share with you before we kick things off. We are live, so you can go on over to the live and you can definitely check us out there on the Facebook page. That's the official page of Radio Caribbean International, and we're also live on our YouTube. So you can check us out there as well. Fiona looks lovely this morning. You're going to want to be on the live. I tell you that now. If you really can't, we appreciate that. So you can definitely listen to us on the move if you've downloaded the app to your smartphone. But of course, this program is sponsored by or backed by the one of the partners, I should say, or our partner is the First National Bank, and they've got a couple of things that we want to share with you this morning that is definitely ongoing. Independence is here, and they're doing something big for independence as well. They've got a few credit card promotions as well. So yeah, let me get into them for you so you'll be aware and you'll be abreast of the things that are happening at the First National Bank. So first, we're going to share with you that. Let the bank help you own a piece of your paradise. This independence and paradise, of course, pun intended. Yeah, so let the First National Bank help you to own a piece of paradise this independence. As we celebrate Independence 46, the First National Bank is offering customers an exceptional deal on land loans. No deposit required, convenient repayment terms, competitive interest rate, and the legal fees are absolutely covered. Yes, it's covered. The number to call is 455-7000. That is 455-7000. Or you can always email campaigns at 1nbslu.com. That's campaigns at one, the number one, nbslu.com for more information. Some terms and conditions apply. But of course, you'll only find that out after you've made contact with them. So that's one of the things as we go through the program this morning. We're going to share the rest with you, but we'd like to take the opportunity to say thank you to the First National Bank. Thank you for realizing and supporting the vision of She Speaks and keeping your solid backing behind us. We appreciate it. So, like I said, we are now live and we're going to take a word from our partner. When we come back, we start the conversation. It is Black History Month, and Fiona is the best fit. I couldn't think of anybody else when I say it, but that's the woman I have to talk to today. So stay with us. We'll take a word and we'll be right back.
It all started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses called upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
And we are certainly back. Good morning to all you wonderful folks. Now, do us a favor and share up the live if you have to jump on it at any time this morning. Let me say welcome and good morning and happy Black History Month, Fiona Compton. Thank you for saying yes at the last minute.
Anything for you? Are you
I
getting
know. I feel honored because I know you're a busy woman, and I know it's hard to pin you down because you have so much going on. So I'm very, very grateful that you decided to make. But I know why you make the time. It's not me. It's just your passion for what it is that you believe needs to be done, and you've got the passion for this. I know.
you first, then the
I know it's me. I just try to play. I try to play too kind. You know, you play too kind. I try to play too kind because I don't want people to start to get jealous. A lot of people get jealous. A little grenade.
they can say that. That's okay.
Wonderful. Fiona, welcome. How's life? What's going on?
Good, good. I
Okay.
think there's a lot of. I'm very encouraged in seeing all the amazing independence events going on. I was very honored to be part of the battle relay, and
Mhm.
having not participated, I didn't really understand the fullness of it, the energy of it. But being there in it, it was quite emotional,
I
and I
know.
think it's an amazing, amazing initiative to make um, as many of the constituencies, the towns, the villages, the communities be represented in St. Lucia. So that's I'm loving seeing all of the lead up for the whole month. Like
I
independence is just
know.
not a day,
It's
you know?
beautiful. It is.
Yeah.
It is. And I said that to was it Richard? I said that to Mr. Frederick. I said that to him. You know what? I think that was the perfect initiative
Mm,
to really group all of St. Lucia in on a undivided platform. Because everybody
absolutely.
feels ownership at this point. Every
Yes.
community takes their lead, they do their
Yes.
thing, they
Yes.
don't feel like they're banded on into something, and that
Yes.
is cool.
And
That
it's
is
not
so
just the castries thing, you know?
nice.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, Fiona, we are also in the month, like I said in my write up, my caption
Mm.
of you. Not only are you a very, very large contributor to the St. Lucian culture and
I
ensuring
know
that
about that, but
you always try to play humble with me. No,
mm,
it is true. I tell you why. Because you are able to bridge the gap. Maybe you don't
mm,
understand it, or maybe you don't know see because you just do what you're doing, but you're bridging the gap in terms of the new age and keeping that present because you're somebody a lot of young people, a lot of us follow you, a lot of
mm,
women, a lot of people, what is Fiona doing next? You may
mm,
not understand that, but it's happening. It is happening.
mm,
And you know what? You're influence. You're a very big influence. So
mm.
when someone sees that Fiona is out there for what was it, the festival of light, or trying to walk on still
Oh yeah.
and listen, it is inspiring. It
Yeah.
is inspiring, and it's sort of like pulls some attention into wanting to know more about the thing, wanting to be
Mm,
more in tune. So I'm
mm.
telling you now, you are doing that. In case you don't know, I am
Thank
telling you,
you.
you are doing that. So
Thank
that's
you.
why I said you are quite a big influence in terms of the St. Lucian culture and
Mm,
ensuring that it remains present. Now, that being said, that's not all. You have
mm,
created the platform, the Know Your Caribbean platform.
mm,
And I remember the first time I got so excited. I said, Fiona, girl, you don't even, because didn't even
mm,
met her yet, I talked to her on these levels. And I'm saying, I'm making so much noise about the Know Your Caribbean because I keep following the thing. And
mm,
the thing is doing so much for me. You know what I'm saying? But this is such a brilliant space. And she
mm.
looking at me like, Mommy, I was like, you don't even understand what you did.
Mm.
And I guess over the time you're beginning to realize because just recently Alison has said to you, she's following the page as well. And
Yeah,
so many other Caribbean people, when you go on there, you see conversation being sparked because
that's
they
it.
see you put something on.
Yes.
And this is a vital platform for encouraging us to become who we are, to become, to connect again beyond the boundaries of our little own little shores, to
Mm-hmm.
ensure that we stay in tune as a people as to who we are,
Mm-hmm.
where a lot of the similarities derive from, where a lot of our little unique things that set us apart derive from. And you have been doing the research on our behalf, thank you, because Mickey, I don't know research. So I am very, very grateful that you have that capability of making sure you do that research and bring it to us in such a palatable way.
Well, you said something very important just now. You said that about being that we are not separated by our shores, right?
Mhm.
Because we are connected. That's what my father said. Is that we're not divided by the Caribbean Sea. We are actually connected by it. And I think people say like people come and they thank me for the page, but they don't realize I'm learning to where
Yeah.
I'm learning to a lot of the things I share. I'm just finding out myself. And it's because every time I find out something new, I feel cheated. I feel like, "God, how I didn't know that. How could I not know that? How could I not know that about St. Vincent? How could I not know Grenada did that? How could I not know this thing happened in Cuba?" And then finding these cultural connections and they feel familiar, they don't feel foreign, even though I've never set foot in Cuba. They have so many things that I feel connected to. So how come I know more about America and Arkansas and New York? And I mean, and not even about, I'm not even talking about the Caribbean community in New York. I'm just talking about American cultures. How is it that I know more about them than my own neighbors? And so it's all it is a
That's what sparked the initial
yeah, that was one
curiosity.
of the things.
Mhm.
What the thing that did started was finding out about the Haitian Revolution, and it was because people were saying a lot of disparaging things about Haiti some years ago, and I wondered why. And then when I looked at it and looking at, when we watch some of these movies, these slavery movies, and say, boy, if it was me, boy, I'd have do master this and I do master that,
Right.
and I would have killed a white man and whatever. And looking at the fact that Haiti did accomplish that. Haiti did liberate themselves. Haiti did stand up to the oppressor. Haiti is the first free Black republic in the world, right? And being one of the richest colony in the West. Now everyone's looking at Haiti like they're poor
Yeah.
and everything because they were intentionally impoverished by Europe and by the USA. And it hurts me knowing that us as Caribbean people look down at Haiti,
knowing
right?
the real
Not
story.
knowing that they were impoverished, demonized, because they managed to end slavery on their own terms. They didn't wait for the Europeans to say, okay, we're going to stop it now. Haiti said, no, we want our freedom now. We're taking it now. And they had to pay the price. So looking at me growing up and not knowing that, like, my whole life, I felt very
Cheated.
cheated.
Yeah.
Sad that I didn't know that. And I'm then looking down at these people and, oh, that's an old poor country and whatever, not knowing why. And I said, well, what else do I not know? And that's how it started.
And you started to dig.
Yeah. It just dig, you
Started
just
to
went on a
dig.
rabbit hole.
Yeah, and
Yes.
you started to dig. Now, we go in there. Here
Mhm.
we did month of February, Black History Month. We're
Mm.
celebrating. And how much do we lack? Because now that you're doing your research and you're putting it out there and you're realizing so many people are coming under the posts and they're realizing that a lot of people are not in tune,
Mhm.
just like you weren't at the time.
Mhm.
How far away are we? Right? Because you must have a drive. Like I said, the passion is driving the fact that you know what we need to know these things
Mhm.
in order for us to better understand who we are
Mhm.
and own who we are and stand firm in who we are. But if
Mhm.
we don't know these things, we wouldn't know what to stand firm in.
Yeah.
So how far away are we as a people, a Caribbean people? Do you believe we have a long way to go when months like this come around? Do you
Mm.
feel a little saddened that you know what? Okay, we put a little thing out there, we put out Black History Month and everything, but really and truly we are lacking in a lot of areas in terms of connecting with what it is that truly means.
Yeah. Because we can be very critical of each other in our communities. Say, oh, Lucians are this, whatever, they're this, and whatever. But I see them as vulnerabilities in our identity. And so by vulnerabilities, it could be small things like, for example, when we are engaging with, especially white tourists, we change our accents.
Yeah.
Right? And we put on an American, we say we young kid, put an American, whatever accent, but we don't speak in a St. Lucian accent. And that is, people say, oh, it's because they won't understand us. That's not true. Because when we look at Caribbean leaders who go on global platforms, they speak in the Caribbean accent and they are very clearly understood. We don't speak bad English. Our accent is very intelligible, but it's just that we feel that we have to put on this facade in order in order to get a certain form of respect or whatever from these people. And that shows to me our vulnerabilities, that we don't have that self-belief, that our how we speak is beautiful, how we speak is educated, how we speak doesn't need to change. We don't need to change ourselves, our behaviors, in order to be respected in certain spaces. Then other examples, like I know a lot of people started Don't Be a Market campaign and whatever. That to me, again, is another vulnerability we have because we don't have a love of nation. So looking at independence and everybody had their flag and the market is full of all the Lucian colors, people buying their outfits to get ready. But then you're driving on the road and then you're throwing garbage on the road and feeling that you are not accountable for that piece of land. And you say, how is me? That's not my business. Those again are vulnerabilities in our own national sense of pride, national identity. So we have a lot of vulnerabilities that show up every single day. And I think it has a lot to do with how we were educated in terms of our Caribbean history. So when we're looking at things like say, from a St. Lucian lens, right? Ask any Lucian, what's St. Lucia's history? Oh, St. Lucia is so beautiful that they fought over us 14 times, 7 times British, 7 times French, right? So okay, if we say in Black History Month, so where's the Black history in that? That's European history. It's from it's a Eurocentric lens. So when we talk about the Negma War, and I speak about this quite a lot, it's used as an insult. Boy, check it out, like a whole Negma War, right? And I've had even arguments with people on social media saying Negma War is nothing to be proud of. That's people who are uneducated and they poor and they're just there and whatever. But Negma War is the term to describe the freedom fighters in St. Lucia because we had our own revolution. So in the same way how we can be inspired, because Black History Month, of course, we see it from like an African American lens, right? Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X, Nat Turner, all these different Black heroes, but knowing that we have our own ones. So now we see this resurgence coming up. So you see Petroni was the big mural
Mhm.
in town. We then talking about Flaw, but we have so many of these heroes who were essentially Negmawa, right?
Absolutely.
So it's something to be very proud of that we come from actually a very revolutionary nation who actually fought against European oppression, fought against slavery. And we did succeed for a long time. But these things aren't taught in schools. People should be proud to say that we come from this Negmawa culture, this
Absolutely.
Negmawa history of resistance. Because if you want to be saying, yeah, boy, Malcolm X and this and one Babylon that and Sizzler this and that, whatever, but we ignoring our own heroes. We're talking about 7 times British, 7 times French. Or we're there throwing things on the road. How can you be revolutionary if you're treating your country with so much disrespect?
Absolutely. Girl, you
Mm.
got a lot to do. You got a lot. You got
Yes.
a lot to do.
Oh,
But
all
I
right.
just to be honest, no. It's vital.
Mm,
It is especially now. It's timely because
mm,
we have to now start saying more. We have to wake up.
mhm,
We've got to wake up. We've got to wake up. Now is the time.
mm,
Now is the time. I'm glad you mentioned the schools because again, here we
mhm,
are. We keep for as long as I can remember, and not just in St. Lucia, we're hearing it throughout the Caribbean.
mm,
Renita was talking about it. We need to start teaching our Caribbean history within the school.
mhm.
And to me, we talk a lot about it. Maybe some little strides have been made to put little things in place, but not at the scale and the level in which we were taught the white people things.
Yes.
So now how are we? Where are we with this? What are we waiting for? When are we going to start? When are we going to really take this thing to the next level?
Mm.
And what is going to be that defining moment for us that is it has to happen now. When would it come? What do you believe? When you think about it, what comes to mind for you?
Well, for sure, teaching in schools, for the record, I hated history growing up. I dropped that in Form
I
3,
bet.
hated it. Hated it because it was just a bunch of dates, a bunch of
No, you
names.
just had to keep cramming all these things, and it
Yes,
didn't make no sense to you because you
no
couldn't relate.
context.
Yeah.
Yes, no context. And for me, like people say, like you said, boy, I like to do the research and stuff like that. I find a lot of history texts very boring, but it's looking at things from a human element, right? So if you're talking about 1795, this or this, whatever, yes, okay, but understanding the urgency and the reason behind. So, for example, everybody knows George Floyd because we saw it live and we saw the emotion. We saw this man die in front of our very eyes. We saw the pain and the sadness and the people taking to the streets and protesting. So it resonated with us because it was a human story. So 100 years from now, when people talk about, oh, in 2020, this thing happened. No, it's about the human experience. So you have to connect people through the education, through human emotion. That's what makes you care. That's why it's feeling that human connection. So that's why in schools we have to contextualize things in a way that we can connect with that way. So in the same way, I could watch a film about the Holocaust and how the Jews were massacred in that way. And I am not from that history at all, but I can watch that movie and ball
And feel, yeah,
and
you must feel
feel.
the emotions there.
So it's having that emotional connection. I think instead of just saying it's a bunch of dates and names, we're not going to care.
Right.
Mm,
Now let's come back home a little bit. Let's
mhm,
come back home a little bit. We could talk on the broader scale. There's so much to talk
mhm.
when it comes to that because there's so much happening out there. Sometimes you have to start home. You know,
Yes.
you got to start home first. I know you have. Have you been in any talks? I know you're passionate, but I also know you're one person. You don't like to speak up people think because you're there. They know you're there. They know you're
Yeah.
available. They know how passionate. They know you.
Mm,
So if they're interested, I guess they'd reach out.
mm,
But you know what? Does it has ever crossed your mind in terms of probably putting together something that we could probably start in the school, maybe even a little
mm,
something as small as a little start, maybe a little Know Your Caribbean tour
mm.
to the schools if they can see the vision. And
Yeah.
even the little things that you put out, and get people in tune with some of the little things and start feeding them the right direction so they can start,
Mm,
like you said, emotionally connecting
mm,
and starting to make sense out of a lot of the things who they are right now, some of the things that they're practicing right now as people that they think is normal. Where
mm.
did it come from? If you can start doing that now in schools in a fun way, and I think you're the best fun person to be. You just do things in a fun way, and the
Mm,
kids are going to appreciate that because, like I said, if you want to get a message to something or someone, you got to get the messenger is going to be something that they can relate to.
Yes.
So if you send me, if you send he up the road there and he reaching them for nothing happening, but I
Yes.
think you found yourself a very fun way of delivering, not an overload, but in that connected sort of way. So have you ever thought of it? Have any conversation that ever happened? I mean, are we looking like
Yeah. I mean, it's I that's something that I'm working on for this year and going into 2026 as well. I think it's for me to understand the landscape of St. Ocean schools in particular. I don't want to come there and be there like, oh, you need to do this and do that or whatever, because there are a lot of teachers who are doing a lot of amazing work in terms of decolonizing the curriculum, right?
Yeah.
So it's I like to come in and just do short things. I come and do a small presentation and maybe leave some worksheets and things like that, and then allow the teachers to take it upon themselves, because they know their students, they know the curriculum, and then it's how do we navigate around that? Because I don't think it's right for me to come and to lecture any schools on how and we should do it. I can only encourage, right? And yes, I do things in not in the traditional way. So sometimes you find like when I present things, I may pair a piece of information from like 200 years with a piece of dancehall and I connect the two, right? Because that's the way. So I am definitely, that's the next step. One of the next steps for the next 24 months is to do some more things in schools.
Right. The Know Your Caribbean brand.
Mm.
Let's get back there. We're talking Black history, of course. Since you started that, what are some of the highlights? What are some of the things that you're very proud that you've been able to achieve through that brand? Like you said, you just started to just put out you were
Yeah.
curious, and you just started to put it out, not even understanding how well it was going to be received and how
Yeah.
important people started to receive it. So people from all walks of life, when you go on that post, you find yourself in conversation with people from all across the globe
Exactly.
discussing a particular thing. So tell me about that brand. What plans do you have for the brand now that you understand it's become a wonderful platform, a powerful one at that? As you started your own
The earrings,
Caribbean cutlass, that is everywhere I go with my cutlass.
I
put it on
know.
the top. Every time I go, listen, I put on everything else, and I just find it wouldn't fit this morning. So
Yes.
but everybody is just so drawn to it, and then when there is it's a it's a conversation piece. So you have an airing something like
They say,
that,
why you have a cutlass in your
and
ears?
and then it sparks a conversation, and then when
Yes.
you get down into explaining it, everybody is in awe. And so you have now branched into it now. So you're now taking this thing and you even spreading its tentacles a little bit even
A lot.
further
Yes.
in some more very innovative ways. 'Cause, okay. So maybe we don't know about Know Your Caribbean, but now
Okay.
once I have my earrings on and someone asks, I said, "Oh, this is Fiona, and this is back when the ladies in the farming and women in farming," and I start to go on and
Yes.
on,
Yes.
and then it picks no more interest, and it also is an area to teach, to connect,
Of
to remind,
course.
and
Remind.
remind.
Exactly.
So tell me about what is it now that you understand the brand and what it can do? Where we
Okay.
heading with this?
So I think that you asked like what's one of the things I'm proud of the most.
Yes.
It's definitely what you said is the conversations that happen. So I may share a piece of information and then you find somebody in Curacao talking to somebody in Montserrat in the comments, somebody from St. Vincent talking to somebody in like the Dominican Republic about them and say, you have that too? We have that too.
Yes.
It's called this.
It's called that.
And right. So it's a place for conversation. And people teach me a lot. A lot of people message me, say, oh, you know that thing you have there about in Aruba, this thing happens in Puerto Rico, we call it. So people teach me a lot too. So I'm always open to receiving help. So I would say people say Know Your Caribbean is me. I wouldn't say that. I would say it's a wider Caribbean community. I just resonate there and allow people to do that. So that's something I'm proud of, seeing those conversations. In terms of the future for it, it's now has people may say, wow, you have like so many followers, some celebrities follow and everything like that. And that's wonderful, that's part of it. But how do I create a legacy that's tangible, that is something? So in terms of going across into schools, we have a coloring book, which is an educational coloring book. We have the merchandise, of course, but we're also going to be doing a lot more talks, and Know Your Caribbean is very much part of the reparations movement as well. So in terms of pushing the CARICOM 10-point plan, because people talk about reparations a lot, but they don't know what it means exactly. Say, my money and whatever. But
Yeah.
looking at how it has been broken down in very tangible ways, plausible ways, like building of museums, injecting into our education, injecting into our healthcare, things are gonna not you're not gonna get a check.
Not just give some. How many
Right?
people can you give a check? You
Exactly.
know, exactly. So you've got to put it into
into
tangible stuff.
into tangible things that's going to benefit
Everybody.
everybody. So I'm very much part of that, pushing people to encouraging people to get on board because we need that support because it's a lot of older people who are involved in the reparations movements, a lot of young people who aren't. And these older people are going to transition one day.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things I'm really pushing because how can I talk about the legacy of slavery and its history and not speak about reparations as well?
Absolutely. Now, Fiona, um, I'm going to open the floor, and it's Black
Okay.
History Month. No, it's Black History Month. I'm going to give you an opportunity. If there's anything you'd like to share with my audience, share with the RCI's audience, in terms of what
Mhm.
this month, what sort of frame mindset, what a frame you would like people to be in. When we talk about celebrating a month like that, or recognizing a month
Okay.
like
So,
that.
all right. I'll give you a little history nugget, right?
Sure.
So, St. Lucia is very well placed because it's next to Martinique, which is French,
Mhm.
next to St. Vincent, next to Barbados and all that. So it's placed right in the center of things, okay? So it was a very sexy island for the Europeans. They really wanted to have St. Lucia. And the time in which the revolution happened in the 1790s is because there was an unrest where they had these they were called rebels, but they were fighting for their rights and for their freedom in Soufrière, and they were executed in a very brutal way, and their heads were cut off and put on sticks in Soufrière. And the people in Soufrière, the enslaved people in Soufrière, held on to that anger for almost 5 years, and the revolution started in 1796, and this is where all the Negmawa came in and managed to overthrow the British in Sucre. And the British abandoned ship. Okay, they left. They even abandoned their women and children on top of the mud, and they went or whatever. And the Negmawa was kind enough to say, "We're not here to kill y'all. We just want our freedom and our rights as human beings." And he sent the women and children. The British women and children were sent safely up to Martinique. But looking at the time in which it happened, this is when sugar was making these people money. Okay? St. Lucia was popping. St. Lucia was so rich. And the fact is that us St. Lucian people, we got that freedom for over a year. And the only reason why we lost it again is because the British went and brought in thousands of people to reinforcements, the army to come and overthrow the Negmawa. But the fact is, when we're looking at our Black history stories, we have such a powerful story that we actually we did end slavery, we did do something revolutionary, and that is part of our solution culture. So when we're speaking about Black history, I don't want us to feel that it's not in us or we don't have something to celebrate. Are we celebrating all of these other heroes from other countries? I mean, we don't feel it in a solution sense, but we really should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
certainly. Oh, that's a wonderful note to end on. Thank you, Fifi. Thank you so very much. And I can't wait. I mean, I am on board. I am a big fan because I
Thank
am
you.
so it benefits me a lot. The work that you're doing that you think you just is just a little bit of thing, but it
It
benefits
benefited me
me
too. I don't
a
know.
lot. Well, that's all
'Cause
benefit moving forward because I am definitely I'm grateful. I'm
Mhm.
certainly grateful. That was a nice piece of history. I didn't know all of that. I sit on here and I could have sworn I was sitting, why when is the movies coming? We gotta get to that.
And the leader was a woman.
Exactly.
Okay, Flaw. Okay, Flaw went and she killed her enslaver and then she burned on his plantation and she went and joined the Negmawa.
Absolutely.
Right? How is that not a
How
movie?
is
That's
that
a
not a
Hollywood
movie?
movie
That's a
itself.
Hollywood movie that's making a lot of money based on.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Fifi, thank you so very
My
much.
pleasure.
Guys, thank you so much. I hope this one, I know this one is going to listen. The numbers of this is going to run up because I just know this one was a wonderful. I feel it in my bones. This one this morning was definitely amazing. And I appreciate Fiona for coming along and sharing with us. Next week, we're going to be having another solution woman in the seat. And we look forward to that again. But I want to say thank you to the First National Bank for, being on board with us and ensuring that this as possible this morning. I want to leave some words with you. Thank you again, the viewers and the listeners. The First National Bank, of course, we told you about the independence celebration, the 46th promotion that is on. They are giving you an opportunity. That's the First National Bank. They are giving you an opportunity to own your own piece of paradise, and that's right. So you celebrate 46 Independence 46, First National Bank offering customers an exceptional deal on land loans. So no deposit required, convenient repayment terms, competitive interest rates, and the legal fees are covered. Yes, it is. So the number to call is 455-7000. That's 455-7000. Or you can email campaigns at the number one, nbslu.com. So you go on there, you can email them or you can make the call for more information, terms and conditions to apply. And on to if you need a credit card, well, First National Bank, they have credit card. That is right, just for you. Classic, gold, business, or platinum. They offer rewards that can be used for travel, um, subscriptions, and lifestyle needs. Let them help you to choose a credit card that fits your lifestyle. Email them to get, again, the same email is campaigns at 1nbslu.com for more information. And they also have, we know you have saving goals. So in 2025, we at the First National Bank can help. We offer savings accounts for both adults and children, fixed deposit, of course, online banking to track your progress. Let First National Bank get you to those saving goals in 2025. Visit any of their branches to get the process started. Right? So the bank on the move with First National Bank, more banking app. There's a transfer funds in real time, pay bills on time, transfer funds to other more banking users, view your account balance and transaction history, receive customized text or email alerts, create account specific alerts, top up. Yes, mobile top ups also. And you can download now from the favorite app store or email more banking at 1ST well, STNATIONAL Bank SLU.com. Right? So it's First National Bank, yes, .com. First National Bank SLU.com for support. All right, so quite a lot is happening with your favorite banking institution. I like how they're rolling on. I love the First National Bank. I like how they just take ownership. They are a homegrown bank and they're really making you feel that. So big up to the First National Bank and thank you for being our sponsor or our partner on She Speaks. Until next Tuesday again, that's our time.
All started with a penny. For over 85 years, we have invested in our farmers, fishermen, people, and our country. When we were called to serve, we were here. We understand what is valuable to our people and our country. That is why we support all industries, including tourism. We are the bridge towards a brighter future and economic growth. When our people, government, and businesses call upon us, we were here. 85 years later, First National Bank St. Lucia Limited is here for you.
Imagine, sometimes it's feeling like there's only